Now at 10, first responders in Pittsburgh save a woman from inside of a house fire. Plus, authorities in Afton, Oklahoma search for a man in connection with last week's public dumpster overfill. And in some area, residents look to start off their New Year's Day celebrations with a bang.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
First responders save a woman from a house fire in Pittsburgh yesterday. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Samantha Walker. The report came in around 4 in the afternoon when a caller said she was still in the residence. Pittsburgh police arrived first on scene and forced entry into the house in an attempt to find the woman. Pittsburgh Fire Department arrived shortly after and managed to remove the woman to safety. The woman received minor injuries but was treated at the scene before being released. Responders contained the fire to the room of origin and extinguished it without any structural damage or fire spread. Authorities respond to an SUV versus motorcycle crash outside of Carl Junction. The crash took place around 2 p.m. yesterday at the four-way stop at the intersection of Lone Elm and Fountain Road. Authorities say the Chevy Tahoe, driven by a 16-year-old, failed to yield to the motorcycle. The 33-year-old Joplin woman driving the motorcycle suffered serious injuries. EMS transported her to a local hospital. She has since been transferred to Springfield for a higher level of care. Authorities in Afton, Oklahoma want to thank the public for tips they provided concerning an incident involving excessive dumping. The incident, which led to the removal of a dumpster from behind the Afton City Hall, took place last week. Trash on Friday had been piled over the dumpster until the excess piled up around the area. Trash services were unable to empty the dumpster as the area was too piled up with garbage to get near it. Authorities believe this man is responsible for dumping on the grounds around the dumpster. Afton police are asking the public to please contact them if they have any information regarding either of the men in the photo. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, happy New Year's Eve. We're heading into the start of 2025 and it's going to be cold. Current temperatures down in the mid to lower 30s and even getting into the 20s, 29 out in Yates Center, 30 in Iola. So it's going to be a cold night with a northerly breeze. Clouds are going to start to break up here in the next several hours and into early Wednesday morning, with our temperatures being a little bit below average. Our highs are still getting into about average, lower 40s tomorrow with sunny skies. So clouds start to break. We're gonna have a nice New Year's Day, even though it's gonna be a little cold. And then we head into the weekend with the potential for some snow with an Arctic blast that's moving in Saturday night. But I'll have a full look forecast coming up.
Thanks, Lindsay. Some places in the 4 states have already kicked off their New Year celebration. St. Bridget Catholic Church in Scammon, Kansas got in on the holiday fun today with a Ring in the New Year bash. The church invited kids and adults of all ages to the event to take part in some fun and games such as flip, clip, tic-tac-toe, and some yummy milk and cookie martinis. The event ran from 10:30 this morning until they rang in the new year. With New Year's Eve comes annual traditions like making black-eyed peas for dinner or eating 12 grapes at midnight. Another popular tradition is to watch or set off fireworks, which is why the seasonal fireworks vendor Central City Fireworks in Joplin is open. The manager of the store says while customers are coming in to buy fireworks, they get much more business during the 4th of July.
A huge U.S. tradition, but especially in our area, there's not a lot of public displays for fireworks. So we do have a lot of customers that want to come in and shoot them off themselves.
According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, over 9,000 people were treated at emergency rooms for injuries involving fireworks in 2023, which is why the manager of Central City Fireworks encourages people to take safety precautions. Huge crowds are gathering around New York City's Times Square for tonight's New Year's Eve celebration. While the annual ball drop will happen under heavy security, revelers are excited to be in on the Big Apple to ring in the new year. Wendy Gillette is already there.
It's never too early to grab a spot for the big ball drop overlooking Times Square. What time did you get here?
6 a.m.
And you are a native New Yorker coming here.
Yes, ready. I'm in for the long haul.
How many times have you been?
8 years in a row.
By the time midnight rolls around, the city estimates at least 1 million people will be here, waiting to ring in 2025.
We just came from Japan all the way here just to see this, just to feel the crowd.
The famous ball drop dates back to 1907. This year's spectacle features a 12,000-pound ball made of 2,500 crystals. It has already been put to the test.
We're ready. Let's celebrate.
Revelers will have mild weather for their New Year's Eve Endurance Challenge here in Times Square. But the forecast takes a twist this evening with a substantial chance of rain in the hours leading up to midnight.
New Year's Eve in Times Square is one of law enforcement's biggest challenges. The NYPD and state and federal agencies are monitoring the area with more than 70,000 cameras, roadblocks, and heavy trucks and drones.
We have plainclothes teams, K-9 teams, and officers on horsebacks and helicopters and on boats.
By the time the ball drops in New York, it's been a new year for hours in places like New Zealand and Hong Kong, where colorful fireworks displays lit up the skies. In Taiwan, fireworks flew out of skyscrapers. Revelers near and far hoping 2025 is their best year yet.
Happy New Year!
Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
The NYPD says there are no specific credible threats to Times Square. As 2025 rolls in, we all hope for a year filled with blessings and good fortune. According to polls from Forbes.com, New Year's resolutions only last on average about 3 months. However, the hope and anticipation for good things in the year ahead can last a lifetime. To capture that spirit, KOAM took a trip to North Park Mall in Joplin, where we asked shoppers about their dreams and aspirations for the year ahead.
My New Year's resolution is getting all A's in school.
I learn new skills like knitting and crocheting and stuff like that, and cooking more.
I'm hoping to get in the nursing program, pass my T's.
I want to pay my car off and make more money.
And as the polls stated, most of our shoppers stated they struggled with keeping the resolutions they held in previous years. KOAM Sports Director John Dales takes a look back on the biggest local sports stories from 2024. That's coming up later in sports. But first, as we head into the new year, we'll take a look back on some of the biggest names that passed on in 2024. Our nation's 39th president, the voice of Darth Vader, and a music industry icon were among the notable people we lost in 2024. Here's a look back.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can go on, pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me.
Lindsay returns with another look at your forecast. And a little later, a cat in Pittsburgh will go into the new year with all 9 lives after a dramatic rescue.
Well, it is about to be 2025 in the next couple of hours. Let's go ahead and take a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We still have some clouds over our area, but no rain chances, so we are still getting to enjoy the holiday, although it will be a bit cooler. Now, lower level clouds will start to break up as we head into the morning, but the rest of the evening is going to be pretty cold. Temperatures dropping down, so we're already in the mid to lower 30s. Temperatures dropping down through the 20s with our overnight low down to mid 20s, and the wind chill values are going to be about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than the actual temperature, so it's going to feel like we're in the upper teens to low 20s. It's still going to be pretty cold. Now, let's look at our future track as we head into the evening. Still that overcast, skies, but they will start to break up as we head into tomorrow morning. Now, by 5 a.m., we're already down in the mid to upper 20s, and then by 7:30, that's where we hit our overnight low. So we're getting down to about 24, 25 in the northern counties, and then 26, 27 in the southern counties. Clouds will move out of the area. Temperatures warm up to the lower 40s, about 43 in Joplin, 42 in Yates Center, 41 in Nevada, 44 in Veneta. Clear skies though for most of the day, so it's about 3 p.m. in the afternoon, but we do have more clouds moving in Wednesday night along with a warm front that's going to be moving in. Now, it's not a massive warm front. We're only getting into the mid to upper 40s by Thursday, but a cold front comes in as well on Thursday. So until then, we get to enjoy our nice New Year's Day forecast with sunny skies and low temperatures in the 40s. Now, looking at our future track as we jump into the weekend, we already talked about we're going to have a little bit of a cold front on Thursday, maybe some rain showers, low chance, and then we head into Saturday. Clouds start to push in. We have winds out of the southeast, and then we're starting to see the potential for some rain, winter mix kind of precipitation as we head into Saturday evening. So this is about 11:30. We're starting to see rain mostly earlier in the day. Then we switch on over to a sleet, freezing rain. When we get a little bit closer to this event, we'll know the difference between the two. And that's going to be for mostly just Saturday. We're having mostly ice and rain. Then, as we get into the later hours, Saturday evening into Sunday, we go more from a winter rain mix to snow and freezing rain mix. As that cold front pushes through early afternoon on Sunday, then we switch over straight to just snow. That's going to continue through most of the evening and into early Monday morning. But let's start off with the ice accumulations. This could be some pretty dangerous driving conditions if we get 1/10 of an inch of ice to almost an inch of ice, especially down in the southeast. So starting off the system with ice and then ending it with snow, with the chances getting into about 5 to 12 inches of snow for most of us, especially further out east, and about 1 to 4 inches of snow, especially out west. So we have this chance for a big Arctic blast moving in this weekend. That's going to be our main concern as we continue through the start of the new year. And then temperatures drop pretty significantly following that system down into the lower 30s for highs and teens, and maybe even lower than that for the lows. So that's going to be a big system. We're going to drop down in temperatures with more snow to come.
Well, still ahead, there's not much time left in 2024. KOAM Sports Director John Dales looks back on the biggest stories of the year in the 4 states. That's up next in sports.
On this final day of 2024, it's time to look back at the previous 12 months and all the excitement that came with it here in the 4 states. Here are the most viewed local sports stories of the year from our website. We'll start with the #1 most viewed story of the year. That comes from the spring when the Joplin Outlaws announced they were under new leadership and would be switching leagues. After several seasons competing as a member of the Mink League, the Outlaws left to join the Mid-America League, which was in its first year of existence, and under the direction of that new ownership, the Outlaws went on to win the Mid-America League Championship in August. Our second most viewed local sports story of 2024 is the Webb City 12U All-Stars advancing to the Midwest Regional Championship. Webb City Little League is quickly becoming one of the most consistent powerhouses in our area. 2024 marks the 3rd consecutive season that it has won the Missouri State Championship. This year, Webb City won its first 3 regional games in Whitestown, Indiana, which sent them to the championship game, and they got within 1 win of advancing to the Little League World Series in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Coming in at number 3 on the list, this was a big one. Leon Miller returns to Frontenac High School as its head football coach. He held that position from 1989 to 2005, and he led the Raiders to 1 state championship and 2 state runner-up finishes in that time. In his first season back with Frontenac this fall, Miller helped guide the Raiders to an undefeated regular season record and a CNC League championship. The fourth most viewed local sports story of the year belongs to the Diamond Wildcats softball team when they beat Willow Springs 13-3 in the Class II semifinals and advanced to the state championship. I'm a bit surprised that this one had more views than just 1 day later when the Wildcats did in fact win the Class II state title. But nevertheless, this was one of the most special teams we had the privilege of covering in the 4 states in 2024. And it's fitting that the Wildcats would finish their season with a state championship. Rounding out the top 5 is the season preview for the Pittsburgh High School football team. I'm not really surprised that this story makes it on the list. I know the passion for high school football runs deep in the 4 states, and the Purple Dragons obviously have a ton of local supporters. This year's Pittsburgh team put together a very solid season. They went undefeated against SEK League opponents en route to a 6-2 regular season record. They lost to the eventual state champion St. Thomas Aquinas in the regional championship. Now, we don't have time to give you that entire top 10. For that full list, head over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, or on my Facebook, that's Dale's KOAM. Here's one more for you from the next 5 most viewed stories. That's Pittsburgh State football and Ferris State setting up a home-and-home series for the 2024-25 seasons. The Gorillas won the 2024 season opener against the Bulldogs 19-3. Ferris State did not lose another game all season. They went on to win the Division II National Championship. And again, like I mentioned earlier, you can catch all those top 10 stories on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. It's also on my Facebook.
It's great to see just how much you guys do cover and how many different sports and just everything that the 4 states are interested in.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on here from January until December.
Yeah, well, it shows. Well, that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Well, starting off 2025 with sunny skies, but cooler temperatures down in the lower 40s. We have a warm front coming in late Wednesday night into Thursday, where we're going to see temperatures warm up to the upper 40s, and then another little system with possible rain chances to cool us back off before a big Arctic blast hits us this weekend.
Well, Evergy to the rescue for a furry friend in Pittsburgh. Take a look at this as Evergy employee helps rescue a brave cat stuck at the top of a power pole outside of the Pittsburgh State University's Natural History Reserve. The adventurous cat is now safe, warm, and getting plenty of love while staff makes sure he has a safe, warm place to call home.
Hopefully he's learned his lesson now not to climb up a pole like that.
Or maybe he is just so excited that he gets all these pets from people who are just happy for him.
Maybe.
It's going to be a habitual act. We'll see it tomorrow and from there on. But hopefully not.
Yeah, well, tomorrow we're also going to find out which of our local high school football players in Kansas get selected to the Kansas Shrine Bowl. That's the All-Star game that takes place in the summer. We're going to find out which players tomorrow.
Well, that's exciting. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's make it a great evening.